Well, guys, we are back. We are back. It's that time of the season again, the NFL season. Every sports better, every sports fan's favorite time of the year, the NFL is here. We are week one of the NFL. So, guys, before we get started, like and subscribe. It is Mark from the Sports Corner. I am back once again to give you guys all my NFL predictions. Let's just remind everybody, last year, I won over 55% of my bets last year. That's a great mark for sports betting, over 55%. But let's not talk about last year. Let's talk about this year. Before we get into any of the predictions for any of the upcoming weeks, we are going to predict every team's total win predictions. We're going to bet if they're going to go over or if they're going to bet go under. So we're going to start from the crappiest team to the best team, which are my Philadelphia Eagles. So let's get it started, guys. I am ready. I love it. I am ready to make some money on the NFL season. Forget baseball, forget basketball. I love it, but we are here for the NFL. So let's get after it, guys. My prediction on the most crappiest team, the New Orleans Saints. So as I said, guys, let's go over the New Orleans Saints. Their win total prediction is 4.5 games. And guys, that's the worst number in the NFL. That's why they're predicted to be the crappiest, the bummiest team in the NFL. 4.5 games is nothing. But, you know, the writing's on the wall, in my opinion, and why it's this low of a number. Let's get after it, okay? They did bring in some people. Let's start on some good news. They did bring in some free agents. They brought in Brandon Cooks. Does he really move the needle for you? No. But maybe he could be that MVS player like they had last year, where they actually had a lot of good games at MVS, just throwing over the top to him, and he had some big games. So maybe Brandon Cooks could get a second wind here, and he could prove us all wrong, and he could put up some solid yards. I'm not seeing it. You know, they still have Olave, who's another great wide receiver. So those two, if Cook finds a spark, it could be a nice duo. They did add Isaiah Yadin. They brought him back on a 3-year deal. He's a good cornerback, solid depth piece. They also brought up a great pickup, now that we can tell, because the Honey Badger left. We're not there just yet. Justin Reed. They brought him in from the Kansas City Chiefs. Solid, really good safety. And now they need him more than anything because the Honey Badger has left. So besides that, they also added Foster Moreau, Juwan Johnson, Cole Stoll, Dante Pettis, and they re-signed some guys, Garrett Clapp, and all these guys. So they kept them and they brought some guys in. So the guys that left, departures, we all know that they traded Lattimore to the Commanders last year. Will Harris left as well. But the two biggest notable departures for the Saints, we all know it, David Carr and the Honey Badger. David Carr, injury, he called it quits. He said no more. That is a massive loss, okay? And the Honey Badger, one of the captains on that defense, he is gone as well. And he was still playing really, really great for how long he was in the NFL. So losing those two guys, it has to be a heartbreaking moment to Saints fans and to the organization. You know, Honey Badger was probably the heart and soul, brought some vibe to that team, brought a spark. And Derek Carr was a way better quarterback for what they have maybe going into this year, because going into this year has been pretty crappy. But before we get into the current roster, let's talk about some of the draft picks. They drafted a tackle out of Texas, and Banks, solid guy, number 9 picked. He's a decorated left tackle, okay? He's a consensus All-American. He won the Lombardi in the Outland Trophy, so it's a great pickup by them. And then their second pick, who could possibly be their starter, is Tyler Sowell. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Out of Louisville, second round pick, number 40. And that's the highest pick they've picked a quarterback since 1971. So they're hopefully they want to capture some magic. Maybe they got a steal in Tyler. Maybe I'm not seeing it. And the rest of the draft picks, Vernon Broughton, Jonas Sanker, another safety that they probably will need. Danny Stousman, a linebacker, Quinn Riley. So some solid guys. They're hopefully a lot of these, they could probably get a lot of playing time from these draft picks, because this team is in rebuilding mode. You know, when you try to look at their strengths and weaknesses of this team, it's hard to tell what they have. But what I land to is their defense. They still have a very solid defense. They still got last year's pick. I believe he was last year's pick, in Brian Brees. He looked pretty solid last year. They still got Cameron Jordan. He led the team and sacks, I think, for the whole franchise in history. They still have him going. They have Demario Davis, solid linebacker. They have Chase Young. They still have Kool-Aid. From what I've been reading, Kool-Aid has been looking great in camp. So if they need him to make a step up next year, and if he does, solid for them. They have Justin Reed, like I said, a very good safety from Kansas City Chiefs, very great player. And the guy they also signed in the offseason just recently to replace the Honey Badger is Justin Blackman. Good, solid veteran. I don't really see him doing much there, but hopefully they're hopefully trying to get something from him. But other than that, guys, I am not seeing any from this team. I mean, they got Spencer Rattler, who's starting in their first preseason game, but you guys saw it last year. He was god awful. I mean, he looked like he wasn't even ready for the NFL. He didn't even look like he was ready for a college football game. So he will be fighting Tyler Sal, whatever the hell you say his name. He'll be fighting for him for the starting quarterback spot. And they got Jake Haener going. He had some starts last year as well. I don't know. I'm not buying him either. I think it's between Rattler and Sal. They still have the great Alvin Kamara, Kendra Miller. Is he ever going to step it up? Yeah, I know he was hurt last year, and they do have Cam Akers and Devin Neal, but they need Alvin Kamara to be Superman once again, to play every position, wide receiver, running back. They probably need him at linebacker, but they need him to be dynamite. I don't think he's going to see it because I think defenses are going to play 8 in the box, and all they're going to do is stop Alvin. That's going to be the game plan for each team. Stop Kamara, and we'll be able to defeat the New Orleans Saints. At wide receiver, they have Rashid Shaheed. He was a really solid wide receiver before he got hurt. I really liked him. He could really stretch the field. They have Brandon Cooks, and they have Chris Olave. Now, Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed, that's actually not a bad combo. That is not terrible. They need Brandon Cooks to step up, like I said before. They got Cedric Wilson Jr., not bad. Dante Pettis, he's actually a solid fourth or fifth wide receiver. They also have Donovan Peoples-Jones. He had some solid games, I believe, with the Browns, so he's not bad. So they got some depth at wide receiver and running back. Are some of these guys gonna really wow you? Probably not, because of the quarterback play. At tight end, it's going to be, who can make it in camp? Who's going to impress you the most? It's going to be Juwan Johnson, Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill, the guy's getting older. He plays every position. So, does he have it in him still? Who knows? And they have Jack Stoll coming from used to be on the Philadelphia Eagles, good blocker, and Foster Moreau. He had some good games with the Raiders back in the day. They got the left tackle starting Kevin Banks, left guard Trevor Penning, center Eric McCoy, right guard Cesar Ruiz, and right tackle Fioga. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. So guys, that's it. Like I said, they do have some solid veteran pieces, but I believe a lot of these guys are going to be trading pieces come the end of the season. They know that they're going to be down in the drain. They know that this is going to be a rebuilding moment. So I think I could see them trading some of these pieces off. Maybe Brandon Cooks, maybe Alvin Kamara, because you know what? That guy probably wants to win a Super Bowl sometime in his career. I know he probably wants to stay in New Orleans and finish his career there, but you know damn well he wants a ring too. Maybe they trade Cameron Jordan. I know he's been there forever, so maybe they get something out of him, or maybe trade him to win a championship. But I think this team is they know they're in rebuilding mode. They have a new coach. None of these guys, or the majority of them, are not Kellen Moore's guys. So I think they are just going to tank. And I think they're going to go under the 4.5 wins. You got that right. I could see them winning 4 games this year, and that's it. I believe the Panthers got better. I think the Falcons got a tad better. And I think the Buccaneers are dynamite on offense. So I think that it's going to be hard for them to come by wins in their own division, guys. So give me the under 4.5 wins with the terrible New Orleans Saints.